they just magically have more time and effort to put their comments on these Facebook groups. And there's less of the folks out there having a great time. Like, hey, welcome back to the show. Today, we are in my mom's office. If you are watching on YouTube, you'll be able to see we are in Kittle Communications HQ headquarters. Shout out to Maple Shade, New Jersey. Anyway, try to get the Logitech camera going for this episode. Try to troubleshoot with Jimmy and Tony. We're going to make it happen. We're going to do it right now without the Logitech camera. We're going to just do it with the old camera. Anyway, today's topic, today's episode and title is physical therapy really as bad as social media suggests? Okay, this is probably going to be a quick one. The answer, my opinion, no. But there's a lot of Facebook groups out there. There's a lot of chatter, a lot of talk, and there's a lot of negative sentiment. There's a lot of negative sentiment that has scared people like Tony Maritato from even potentially considering hiring the next full-time physical therapist. Here's a couple things, in my opinion. I've been in, different hospitals recently with some clients, concierge type service. We have a family friend who's a physician. I've talked to some nurses and colleagues and friends that have nurses in their family. Just healthcare alone, everyone is complaining. Okay, it's not just physical therapy. It's not nurses complain that they're being asked to do more tasks and responsibilities than whatever their job title suggests. Physicians are complaining about administrative staff and executives and all these other things that are part of healthcare. But also, every other industry is probably complaining. There's challenges out there. I mean, HVAC, pool installers now in the summer. Well, I'm looking at other stores across the street. There's a thrift store. I mean, they probably have complaints, people trying to haggle and negotiate their products. I don't know. Pizza store down the street, they're probably complaining that, cheese and dough cost more than it used to 5 years ago or what. I mean, everyone has a challenge. Everyone has issues or complaints. And if you've ever looked at Google reviews, especially Yelp reviews, and by the way, there's a thing called Yelp Elite, and these people go on and they act as if they're like Anthony Bourdain. They go to a restaurant and they come home and they write 5 paragraphs on Yelp about this restaurant. And maybe they say some nice things. Maybe they critique a lot of things and they have no real background, no real understanding. And this is not all of them. Some of them are probably trained, but some are, picking apart the wine, but they're not even a sommelier. Anyway, so in my opinion, no, physical therapy is not as bad as social media suggests. But if you go on these Facebook groups, and a lot of them I got out of, I left a lot of these Facebook groups recently. One is, I think, the Doctors of Physical Therapy Students Facebook group. I'm pretty sure I left that one. There's so many others. People that complain, that have issues, that have challenges, sometimes there's some valid reasons. Like, for example, there's a ton of practice owners across the country in other Facebook groups that complain about UnitedHealthcare, low reimbursement and clawbacks and extra pre-authorization, taking money back, paying $50 to $70 a visit or whatever. That is real. And yes, it sucks. I agree with all of you owners out there that it sucks. Drop UnitedHealthcare. Then you don't have to complain about it anymore. And you tell your patients over the phone, hey, we used to take UnitedHealthcare. We no longer do. Here's why. Because they used to pay us $100 or $120 or whatever they used to pay. I don't know, $100, 5, 10, 15, whatever years ago. And they have not increased their reimbursement rates. And in fact, they've cut reimbursement rates over the past 5 or 10 years. We've been considering dropping UnitedHealthcare recently or in the previous years. We used to take it. We no longer do. We actually have a lot of patients that decide to pay us out of pocket and they have UnitedHealthcare, or we kind of help them like, hey, you should maybe consider Oxford or Cigna or Blue Cross Blue Shield or Aetna or something. I don't know. See if you and your company or whatever are able to switch, you and your employer, whatever. You could advocate that way. But don't go on these Facebook groups. And again, the UnitedHealthcare thing, that's a real thing. And we all know that UnitedHealthcare is terrible. So I'm not trying to side with them. But I am saying that there's a lot of negative criticism on the internet, on Reddit, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube comments, everything in between that I didn't even mention. Facebook, obviously, Facebook groups. And a lot of the folks that have the most malice or the the most negative sentiment, they just magically have more time and effort to put their comments on these Facebook groups. And there's less of the folks out there having a great time, like cash practice owners. And I'm not saying, I don't care if you're insurance or if you're cash or out of pocket, or you take Medicare and you're a little out of pocket or whatever. But I know a bunch of colleagues that are doing anywhere from $500,000 in revenue to $1 or $2 million in revenue. And many of them are like out of network, or they're completely cash out of pocket, and they are doing great. And guess what? You don't really hear about them. They're not really commenting on social media. They're not commenting on these Facebook groups. They're not starting these negative posts, or they're not negatively commenting like a lot of other folks do. They've gone out, they've found a way. I'll just, without saying any of those dollar amounts to any of these colleagues, but like Eric Broadworth, colleague of mine, physical therapist in Grand Rapids, Michigan, he's got kind of a unique practice. He's added red light therapy. They help neuropathy patients. They do stretching, like all the other fake, stretchologists and posturologists or whatever these ridiculous folks are doing that are unlicensed and stretching people out at the stretch zones and stretch labs and whatever. So he's added that. He's added red light therapy. I don't know. He's added other things, and he's doing great. But he also is not, he doesn't really have a lot of time to come on and post on social media. If he does, it's marketing for his own practice. Fuel, it used to be Fuel Physical Therapy. Now it's Fuel Health and Wellness. Okay. So, but, and I have, Eric Otero down in Florida, Brett Scott up in the Boston area, my colleague Ron Miller in Orlando, Florida, Ben Shook in, I think he's in Texas, but I think Austin, Ziad Dadul in California, Orange County, Russ Manalastis up in, I think, Buffalo, Rochester area. There's so many cash practice owners, and they're growing, they're doing well, they're serving their communities, and they're not coming on these Facebook groups to negatively talk about physical therapy. They might chime in a little bit here or there, but anyway, my point is no, I do not believe physical therapy is as bad as social media portrays it to be, says that it is. That's just my 2 cents. You can comment below. I don't have anything to sell you. Comment below on the YouTube. If you're watching, if you're listening on iTunes or Spotify, jump over. You can check out my mom's office. I was going to do a little bit of a tour, but I don't have the great camera that works right now. So we're just going with the standard camera. All right, that's it for now. Subscribe and like this episode. Subscribe to the Dave Kittle Show if you find this interesting, valuable, you love it, you hate it, whatever. Let me know in the comments below. Check out PT Pinecast as well as Learn Medicare Billing on YouTube. We go live twice a week, 8:30 a.m. Tuesdays and Thursday mornings. Breakfast Club Physical Therapy. We talk about business, technology, marketing, growing your practice. We talk about the profession, the hiring, the staffing issues, reimbursement, APTA. There's a new organization coming out, United Physical Therapy Association. We talk about a bunch of stuff. We'll catch you next time here on the show, and we'll go with that. Bye now. Hey, it's Dave Kittle. Are you a healthcare business owner or physical therapy practice owner who is looking to figure out your succession plan or exit strategy? We might be able to help. And in fact, we may be interested in acquiring your practice. If you're interested, you can reach out to me. Shoot me an email at dave@conciergepainrelief.com. That's DAVE at CONCIERGE, painrelief.com. Or you can call me at any time, 646-781-8884.